I'm back here now?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I found one of my coworkers, didn't I? She was staring over my dead body. Should we go through the right door this time? Oh, did you say
This
left?
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Exactly.
just to admire it.
You know, yeah, because, you know, I just wanted to look in there. Actually, I wanted to find another broom closet I could just stand in and do nothing. That's possible.
Ah, yes,
Just a lounge?
truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
What is this? Oh, no, pen? Number 1 dead.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
No, I was looking at the ceiling too, and at the clock, and I wanted to get something from the vending machine.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Makes sense. Perfectly. Can I sit on this chair? No?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. When a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Let's see if he talks again. Oh, he's not talking to me anymore.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Wait, what's over here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
But just look at this room. Here, I'll go back. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. What? What do you mean, am I lying? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift, 5,000. Well, I think penalty for jumping off cargo lift is death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who are you talking about?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who's her?
She's been waiting.
What is this room? What? Uh-oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Hello? Okay, I'll do it. Who is this calling? What? I thought I was answering a phone call.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
I can't move.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
I didn't do anything. Whoa, what the heck?
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
It's a naked
Did
mannequin.
you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
I don't know.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I don't have to go inside. I kind of want to go inside, though. What the heck is going on?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Yo, whoa, what? Death? Get me out. Good morning, employee. Press K on your keyboard. Okay, K.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Press Z.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
This sounds
One
very
might even
controlling.
feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Have I? I'm pushing every button except for P.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Yo, that's kind of bogus. Press G to watch TV. Okay.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First,
Where the
he
heck is watching
imagined that
TV?
one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Excited him terribly? Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner. Well, this is pretty easy.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Tell your kids a story. I thought he didn't have any kids.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love her. I don't think that's my wife.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons.
My office is responding.
Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life.
My office is coming back to life.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Q to be at work in the morning.
You see?
I press it.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Wait, what?
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
I don't even know what just happened. I just randomly started clicking and then that happened. What? Did I click the die button? Alright, let's see what happens if we do everything he wants us to do.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I didn't think he'd remember us going in the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I'm coming, boss. Whoa. This is my boss's office? Who's my boss?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Oh, he
but
just
of
told me.
course,
Okay.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened
Yeah,
passageway.
I completely guessed. You know, that's how I do it. Oh, it opened over here. What the heck? Yo, what? Well, actually, haven't we been here kinda before? Yo, what is my boss hiding? Oh, I don't know if I want to go down. I feel like I'm playing a different game now.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This
I have no
question
idea.
would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, thank gosh. Yo, what? Oh, I could go back up? Interesting.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Mind control
Mind
facility?
Control Facility.
We said we would do everything he said. Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This place is a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where am I? Oh, fired.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Okay, I guess I'll just take the creepy little elevator here.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Where are we going?
But here was the proof. The heart of
Facility
the operation.
power. Here we go.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy
Mind control
or
status
sad
offline.
or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How do we do that? I'm guessing over here. System power on or off? Off? Whoa.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Let's go.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that
The
was
outside
all
world?
he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Is this the open door?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the
What
immense
the
possibility
heck?
of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Achievement unlocked. Beat the game. Hey, we did it. And we're back.